everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, July 4th through Sunday, July 10th, 2016. We have a tremendously busy week astrologically ahead of us. And for this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck. And for your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, we're going to be using Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards, also by Doreen Virtue. I felt like there's been a lot going on in the last couple of weeks, and since this week is very busy as well, I thought we could all use a special message from Archangel Raphael regarding healing in different areas of our life. So let's take a quick look at your stones of choice before we get into the astrology for the week. Now, all three of these stones this week are jasper. And I chose 3 jasper stones because I felt like we all needed some grounding energy. Now, I'm not going to tell you the metaphysical properties of the individual types of jasper. I'm just going to give you the names and show them to you, and you'll have to use your intuition to pick the stone of choice for you. This one is called Picture Jasper. It's a nice chocolate brown color, and it has a lot of little symbols or pictures in it, which is why it's called Picture Jasper. And a lot of these little pictures or symbols is meant to have kind of hidden messages for you, but it can be very grounding for us and help us to focus. All right, this second one is a red jasper. And the red jasper, of course, even though it's a grounding stone, just as jasper, all jaspers are, this one has a little bit more of a fiery energy to it, and it reminds me of the base chakra and the kundalini energy. Okay, your last jasper of choice is snakeskin jasper, and it's called snakeskin because it has those spots on it that actually looks like a snake skin. This is kind of a white jasper. It's got lots of different colors, some pink, some beige, some gray. So again, your stones of choice are going to be the picture jasper, the red jasper, or the snake skin jasper. So let's get started with the astrology for the week, because as I said, it's a very busy week, and I'm going to try to get through this all without taking up too much time. But we start out on the 4th of July with a new moon in the sign of Cancer at 12 degrees. Now, this new moon is actually more powerful than some new moons because it's actually in a connection or a conjunction with Mercury in Cancer, Venus in Cancer, and all of those Cancer planets, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, and Venus, are all opposing Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. And Pluto, of course, we know is that planet of death and rebirth and transformation, big changes, and transmutation. So this new moon, again, is at 12 degrees of Cancer. So I think we're going to have a lot of tremendous transformational energies regarding our emotions and our feelings, and probably in the realm of home and family and those that we're especially emotionally connected to because of that Cancerian energy. On Tuesday, we have Mercury in Cancer, and it's in a positive aspect to Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So this is a lot of water. Cancer and Pisces are both water signs. Mercury is our planet of our thoughts, our ideas. It's the mental realm. And of course, Neptune is that spiritual realm. So this is going to heighten our sense of intuition. Our psychic senses are going to be heightened and more fine-tuned. We're going to be even a little bit more telepathic with people in our communications, kind of being able to read each other's thoughts. And it's a nice, also a nice connection for creative aspects. Mercury, again, being that mental realm, and this is in a water sign and connecting to Neptune, is going to help with the imagination and help in creating new ideas and visualizing these new ideas, or visualizing the outcomes that it is that we want to manifest. On Wednesday, we have Venus in the sign of Cancer, and it's in a positive aspect to Mars in Scorpio. Remember, Mars in Scorpio just recently went to direct motion last week. I believe it was last Wednesday. So it still hasn't started moving really fast yet. It's still kind of at its stationary point here in Scorpio. Again, this is deep emotions, deep feelings. Passionate feelings, you know, a lot of loving and nurturing feelings here with Venus and Mars. Remember also that Venus is the divine feminine and Mars is the divine masculine. Venus is woman and Mars often signifies the man. So this is actually a good aspect for relationships as well. They can become a lot more deep or loving or passionate. Also on Wednesday, we have the Sun coming together or conjuncting Mercury in the sign of Cancer, highlighting again nurturing, loving, caring communications with other people, and also again signifying home and family types of situations and circumstances. On Thursday, Mercury in Cancer is now opposing Pluto in Capricorn. Again, still it's that aftermath of that new moon in Cancer opposing all those Cancer planets opposing Pluto on Monday. We have this continuation effect throughout the week because now Mercury is opposing Pluto directly. So this is transformational communication. Also on the same day, we have Venus in Cancer, and it's in a challenging aspect to Uranus and Aries. So now we're going to have this freedom-oriented energy that Venus or the divine feminine feels like it needs to have because of that Uranus aspect. There's that freedom, independence, this kind of wanting to break free of patterns or things from the past. A lot of times Cancerian energy deals with things from the past, so this can also be about past patterns and relationships that are needing to be released, and we're freeing ourselves from them. This can also be freeing yourself in a way from a relationship, or at the very least feeling a little bit more independent in a relationship because of that Venus squaring Uranus. Also on Thursday, we have the Sun in Cancer, and now it is opposing Pluto. So both on the same day, Mercury opposes Pluto, the Sun opposes Pluto. Lots of transformation here in the realm of home and family, all the areas that deal with, again, nurturing, love, caretaking, our emotions, our feelings. Then we move on to Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday, the moon is in Virgo. And although I don't always talk about where the moon is and what planets it connects to, I thought this was significant because the moon in Virgo is going to be challenging Saturn, and then it's in a positive connection to Pluto, or meeting up with Jupiter, and it's also in a sextile connection with the Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. So a lot going on Friday and Saturday with this moon in Virgo. So be prepared for lots of activity, lots of things on the mental realm going on. There's some positives here with opportunities being presented. So stay open to the opportunities that Spirit might present to you over the weekend. Then we end on Sunday. Mercury in the sign of Cancer is in a positive aspect to Mars in Scorpio. And also Mercury is in a challenging aspect to Uranus and Aries. Now that doesn't happen until early Monday morning Eastern time. But I wanted to throw that in there because we're definitely going to be feeling it on Sunday, if not before. So a lot going on here, a lot of Mercury stuff going on. So again, that's the planet of the mind, the mental realm, ideas, thoughts. In part, our belief systems are rolled into that as well. A lot of things with that Plutonian transformation, starting with that new moon opposing Pluto on Monday. So a lot happening. So let's see what the angels and our guides have to say for the week. Let's see if it emulates that. And I did go ahead and choose the cards because of the time involved with talking about the astrology. But this is interesting because we're starting out with a fire card. I was kind of expecting with all the water planets with Cancer and Neptune being in Pisces, I kind of thought we would see some water cards here. We still have time to perhaps have some water cards, but this is a fire card. This is the Knight of Fire, and it says passionate, adventurous, self-absorbed, or self-assured, sorry about that, and restless. And it says a sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Now, to me, when I see the Knight of Fire, and especially if you look at the symbology of this card, we have a knight on a horse, and it looks like the horse wants to gallop ahead, but the knight is sort of pulling back on the reins, pulling the horse back from moving forward. Now, to me, that signifies Mars turning direct last week, and we want to go full steam ahead. We want to move forward with our plans. Some of the things that we want to move forward with is our career, our goals, our relationships. But Spirit, or the universe, or our angels and guides also, are saying maybe it's not quite time to gallop forward yet. Yes, we can maybe start to move forward, but maybe we need to start out. This card says we need to think carefully before proceeding. So I feel like either we need to slow ourselves down before galloping forward, or the universe is kind of slowing us down without us necessarily wanting to. I feel like there's a combination, perhaps, depending on situations and circumstances in your life. And let me see if there's anything else. I feel like we're really excited about moving forward. This is a spiritual energy with the fire card, so a lot of spiritual, forward-moving energy that's getting ready to take place. But I think because we're moving into that month of July, and that July energy is really going to be about transformation. You might want to go back and watch the monthly July video. That's going to really explain to you how this energy of transformation is going to unfold. But let's take a look at the second card and see if we can get more information tagged onto that. Interesting. Page of Fire this time. These are both court cards so far. And the Page of Fire says outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous. This says news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Okay, so this, when we have the pages often signify messages. Now, the messages can be from other people. The messages can be within our own psyche. The messages can be from Spirit or from our guides and angels. Now, because this is a fire card, this is again talking about the spiritual element. So I feel like we're going to have a lot of inspirational thoughts and ideas, a lot of inspirational messages coming in from universe, our guides and angels, and the spirit realm. Also, I feel like we might have a lot of communications with other people this week. So far, again, these two court cards often signify other people in our lives. So when we do a reading and we have a lot of pages, knights, queens, and kings, it often means that there's going to be a flurry of activity involving other people. And the word flurry especially signifies this fire element. Fire is quick and it's sporadic and it's a little chaotic sometimes. So right now, because we have two fire cards, I feel like there's a lot of quick and sporadic types of activities that are involving other people this week. And again, this is signifying that there's lots of communication and messages that are coming our way. All right, let's take a look at the third card. And here's our water card. Okay, the third card is the Knight of Water. Very interesting, another court card. So the Knight, we have a Knight of Fire in the beginning and a Knight of Water at the end of this week. It says emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. It says falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and invitation to a social event. Now, I'm not doubting that this could definitely be about social events this week. And again, that flurry of activity, having lots of things going on with lots of people in our lives. And I'm not even going to doubt that this could, in fact, be about relationship matters. The Knight of Water often signifies romantic relationships in some capacity. But the phrase that stands out to me is the need to balance emotions. because we have that new moon in Cancer, the sign of emotions and feelings, and Mercury is in Cancer doing things this week, Venus is in Cancer doing things this week, the Sun is in Cancer doing things this week, all dancing with Pluto, that powerful planet of transformation. I believe that we're really going to need to stay balanced emotionally throughout all of the flurry of activities, that word keeps coming up, this flurry of activities and situations and circumstances that we're going to be dealing with. And again, it's going to be involving a lot of other people in our lives. Okay, so I did pull a fourth card. You can see that fourth card back there. And this is either going to give us some added additional information for the week, or maybe kind of pull together the energy of these three cards. Let's take a look and see what it says. Okay, we do have another water card. So 2 fire cards, 2 water cards. This one is the 7 of water. It says at the bottom, a complex decision, the need to do. It says stop procrastinating. So again, this is water, our emotions and our feelings. And whenever I see the number 7, I feel like I need to pull back my energies. It's like pulling back the energies, going within, doing more meditation, doing more contemplation, just like it says, doing more research before making a decision. The 7 of water has a lot of cups here. And each one of those cups has a different colored light above it. Now, in this particular deck, those different colored lights are signifying the different chakras, okay? There's red light, there's yellow, orange, there's purple, blue, yellow, green. So 7 main chakras and 7 different colored lights, meaning there's different areas of the life depending on that chakra. So you might want to tune into yourself right now and feel root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra. I think I covered all of them. But tune into where you might be having some emotional confusion that's stuck in a particular chakra. Are we dealing with security issues of the root chakra? Are we dealing with power and control issues of the solar plexus chakra? Are we dealing with that are confusing, which would be the throat chakra, and of course, so forth and so on. But this is saying that we might have to make a decision regarding something of an emotional nature, and we're really confused about it, and we're not sure what decision to make or what choice to make. So I go back here and I say, we want to make a quick decision, or we feel like we need to make a quick decision, but the Knight of Fire says pull back a little bit, hold on, wait for further messages, wait for these messages from Spirit, your guides and angels to come in. And make sure you keep your emotions balanced throughout the week so that when it's time to make this decision, that you have a clear head, that you're totally balanced, and you're able to make the best choices for yourself. All right, so let's see what Archangel Raphael has to say depending on your stone of choice. Let's see what your special message is. All right, so those of you that chose the picture jasper, so I'm going to ask you to just close your eyes for a moment while I'm shuffling and call in Archangel Raphael and ask Archangel Raphael for the best message for you depending on your stone of choice. For those that chose the picture jasper, Archangel Raphael's message is acceptance. The message at the bottom says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, please help me accept that everything is going in the right direction. Okay, so it sounds to me like there's a need for some trust and faith this week, that no matter what the situation and circumstances appear to be around you, Archangel Raphael is saying, trust and have faith that everything is as it should be, even though it seems a little chaotic and it seems a little confusing and there's lots of activity going on and not sure of what direction or decision that needs to be made. He's saying to just, again, have faith and accept accept that your guides and angels know what's going on, knows what's in your highest and best interest. Your higher soul self knows what's in your highest and best interest. God knows what's in your highest and best interest. And as long as you stay balanced, like the Knight of Water there says at the end of this reading here, as long as you stay emotionally balanced and connected to Source or to God, that everything's going to work out in your highest and best interest. So whatever healing needs to happen for you, emotional healing, mental healing, even physical healing, know that you're headed and going in the right direction, okay? All right, for those of you that chose the red jasper, so let's give the deck a little bit of a shuffle here. Okay, this one's popping up. Nope, it doesn't want to come because there's like 3 or 4 cards that want to come out, so that tells me that that's not the right one, otherwise it would come out easily. So, red jasper people. Okay, this one's popping up. Red jasper people coming out easily. Red jasper people, it says stretch. And it says, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take care of myself in all ways. So this might seem like it's a funny kind of message for you. I feel what this message is about is just as it says at the end, taking care of yourself. It's about self-care. There's so much busyness going on, and especially with all the court cards here and the fire energy, I feel like you need to even maybe pull back a little bit. I don't think you're going to be able to pull out of all the activity with other people this week, whether it be family or friends or loved ones, but I feel like you need to kind of choose where you're going to set certain boundaries, or where you might say, you know what, I can only spend an hour instead of 3 hours, doing this with you, or I'm going to choose to go to this circle or event situation, but I'm going to choose maybe not to go to this other one. So I feel like you're needing to take care of yourself in that way and having proper emotional boundaries. Doing some sort of either yoga or stretching, and they even say breathing activities. So kind of slowing down your breath, when there's a lot of confusing, chaotic energies going around, if you just sit still and focus on your breath and breathing in and out, and again, maybe doing some gentle stretches to kind of move the energy so that it doesn't get stuck within your physical body, I feel like that's going to be very, very helpful to you. Let me see if there's anything else that I can get from this. Feel like you're needing to really pay attention to your inner child this week and give your inner child what it needs. It might be a bath, it might be a massage, it might be just to walk out in nature, but listen to your inner child self and do whatever healing is necessary for him or her. All right, and those of you that chose the snakeskin jasper, so we're going to give these a little bit of a shuffle here. Ask Archangel Raphael for the message for the snakeskin jasper people. Okay, I'm not seeing anything yet. This one's really saying me, me, me. So, all right, this one says change physicians. The message at the bottom says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for leading me to the best healer for this situation. Amen. All right, so again, this might seem like a funny message, and it doesn't necessarily mean doctors, although it could be. So you might be dealing with some sort of health situation, and Archangel Raphael is saying get a second opinion. You might want to look into a second opinion with a different doctor. You might want to change from a regular type of Western healing to maybe looking into alternative or herbal medicine healing, or even supplement or diet kind of healing. In fact, I feel like you do need to pay attention to diet and the foods that you're putting into your body because of all the heightened energy activity going on. It's really necessary to keep our physical bodies functioning at the highest energetic capacity possible. So water and not sugary drinks or caffeinated drinks, higher vibrational fruits and vegetables, that kind of thing is going to be very helpful for you. Now, I'm really drawn to all the colors in this card, and I see Archangel Raphael here, his wings outspread, There's a lot of rainbow energies of orange and yellow and even blue and green, but especially there's this symbology here over the crown chakra. So I'm feeling you need to, they're saying to do a meditation, and as you meditate and you know that you are in a centered spot, balance all your chakras, but pay special attention to the crown chakra. And open the crown chakra. See that crown chakra kind of opening in a very easy, balanced way, and see the white light of God's source energy, the healing golden white light flowing down from the heavens and through the crown chakra and into the physical body. Now again, this can be healing emotionally and mentally and not just on a physical level. But I feel like that is going to be necessary for you as well this week. So I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading message. Thank you all for your support and watching and liking and sharing and commenting on my videos. If you like these videos, the weekly and monthly angel card readings, then please subscribe to the channel so that you get them. Thank you for visiting my website, sacredsoulempowerment.com. Thank you for liking and commenting on my Facebook posts under Colleen Lemma and Sacred Soul Empowerment. Sending you all much love and light and many, many angel blessings.